If you're thinking about putting solar panels on your home, not sure if it makes sense or not, you're not going to want to miss this. I'm joined right now by Adam McClellan of Vivint Solar. And Adam, I think that there's some misconceptions out there when it comes to solar energy, more importantly with the real estate community and the actual panels. Coming from the lending side, I know that it can be an issue at times and people are concerned if it's a lien against the property, et cetera. Why should people not be worried about it and really take a look at solar energy?
Yeah, great question. So, first from a consumer standpoint, we've really kind of crossed this tipping point where consumers are all in on solar. Our business has absolutely exploded out here. The solar industry in general in Massachusetts, probably one of the most, if not the most solar-friendly states in the country.
Interesting.
And it is... It's always interesting because when I'm talking to my friends out on the West Coast or whatever, they're always like, why Massachusetts? And every state is very different when it comes to solar and the profitability of the market and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of companies come here because it is such a solar-friendly state. So in fact, California is the only state in the country that has more solar panels than Mass.
Makes sense.
Which is kind of...
A lot of sun out in California.
Yeah. So having said that, if I'm a realtor, and you know that this is part of the game moving forward, it's really, really important that you understand, how it works, the contracts homeowners are getting into, the different types of programs companies have. It's really, really important to understand that because, we alone have more than 15,000 customers in Massachusetts. There's probably close to 100,000 residential homes that have solar on it now. You can't go into a neighborhood without seeing solar now, right? So,
Sure.
So if I'm a realtor, if you're, and we've seen some realtors fully embrace it, which is great, obviously for us. And then we've also seen some realtors steer customers away from getting it because they don't want to deal with the headache or they're just kind of scared of it, right?
And we've seen that it can be an issue with a buyer obtaining a loan, but once again, there's a lot of misconceptions that are tied to that.
That's right. So every solar company, whenever you put panels on a home, every county requires you to file a document that's on a UCC1 form, which is the same form that you would use to file a lien. We check a box on the bottom right-hand side, it's box 6B, that clearly states it's a non-UCC filing, which therefore makes it not a lien.
Okay.
And then right on our contracts, on the cover page, it clearly states this is not a lien. So we have no reason to put a lien on somebody's home anytime we install a system on their house, whether it's somebody that's buying a system from us, whether they're doing a lease or whatever. There's just no reason to put a lien on the home. The reason that we have to file the document is if we don't file it, the county would actually reassess the property value and increase the homeowner's property taxes, which we don't want to do, right? Because that negates a lot of their savings. So anyway, it's just one of those documents that people just need to kind of educate themselves on and understand why we have to file it, what it is. And in general, realtors, I think the more educated they are about the programs and the more they understand how the market's going, the less of an issue it's going to be. And same with the lenders. A lot of banks we work with now, it's a complete non-issue. Some of the smaller banks that aren't familiar with it, they'll get hung up on it, and we usually just have somebody from our corporate call them and walk them through it. And 9 times out of 10, it becomes a complete non-issue. Worst case scenario, we'll remove the document for 90 days while the home's closing, whatever, and then we'll refile it once it's all done. So
I think it's definitely the way of the future, right? And everybody's going green, and it's a great way to do so.
Yep.
And for the homeowner, it's an automatic savings. Many times it's no money out of pocket.
That's
it's
right.
An immediate savings to your energy bill. And for you realtors out there, it's a great way to get ahead of the curve right now. Educate yourself on the topic because, like you said, it's the way of the future.
It's happening whether they want it to or not. And I always say, like we've had some people say, well, President Trump or whatever. My mentality is you can't stop progression, whether you think it's good or not. Getting your power from your rooftop is a better way to get power than hundreds of miles away from a coal plant.
Period.
It is what it is. So, and the reason we're able to charge so much less money than the local power companies we only have to move our power 10 feet. They're moving their power hundreds of miles. So on your power bill, you'll see a supply charge, you'll see delivery fees. We don't have any delivery fees because we're making the power.
It's coming from up top.
That's right. So people are getting it. And the more people learn about it, the more business we're actually doing. So, as a realtor especially, where this is just going to become a part of your life, you've got to get to know the products and understand how it works.
Absolute no-brainer. Thank you, Adam. And if you'd like to learn more about solar energy and connect with Adam directly, check out vivintsolar.com. And remember, we have more real estate tips just like this one right here on Real Estate Talk Boston.